Yeah, it wasn't my first mountain bike race, but it was a fundraiser for the Jimmy Huga Foundation, and so I was in Telluride with two of my teammates, and we did a practice lap of the race course, and the second half of the race course comes down this double track fire road, and at the bottom it bends into a hard right-hand turn, and being boys that we were just pinning it down this double track, but only one person could really make it through that turn at a time, so we were kind of playing a game of chicken. I was on the outside, Scott was on the inside, and we're going, and I realized I was going just a little bit too fast to make this turn. So the other factor in that descent was at the bottom, right where the road turns, was a culvert. So the road went over like an open ditch, and the ditch was wrapped with it was lined with big rocks. And so, so we're hitting it through this thing. I come around this corner, realize I'm not going to make this turn. I am just not going to make this turn. I've got two choices. I can either lay it down and go skidding and tear out half my skin, or I can try to bunny hop over this ditch.
Oh my God.
Fly into this thing, last second, I straighten out, just give it everything I got to bunny hop this ditch. And I'm up in the air, everything's moving in slow motion. I'm thinking, sweet, I got it. Last second, I feel my rear end hit. Boom, just launches me. And I remember just off the bike, in the air, thinking, okay, well, this is going to be bad. Went up, flipped, I landed like hand flat on my back. Like, didn't roll, nothing, just boom. All that force was just dispersed, and I remember I laid there and I thought, oh God, I am dead, I'm paralyzed, I can't breathe, I've got no air in my lungs. Yeah, that was awful. And the race was starting in like 15 minutes, and I remember I laid until the very, very last minute.
Did you still race?
I got up and raced. I ended up setting the fastest lap on that course, which was cool.
I was down in Utah one time, Virgin, and we were hanging out with Bender, and he has this like little area, that's like a little training ground, you know, there's all these
Bender's playground. He's got like these 30-foot walls that you just jump off of.
Yeah, the biggest one was 35, and it's called the Graduate. We went over this road. But anyway, he had this jump where there was this little mesa, you would come down, and you'd go off this drop, and you'd land, and as soon as you landed, you'd have to sprint down this like ridge, across flat ground, there was a jump over a canyon. And we were riding, and there was some kid there with a full face helmet, no visor, and he only had a front brake, and he was riding like a RM7. And he's got this jersey, and he's like posturing around, and we're talking about this canyon gap, and I'm getting the impression that he's ridden this gap, so I was just like, yeah, this kid's done it, there's no way I'm getting shredded by this kid. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get singing, and Bender's like, I don't know if your chain, I had like a 36 tooth chain ring, but he's like, I don't know if I can go fast enough with that chain ring, and I'm like, what do you know, you know? So I get up on this little mesa, and sure enough, I like hit this drop, I land, I sprint as fast as I can, across the spot, leave the lip of the jump, and I was just like, get halfway across the canyon, and I'm like, nope, not gonna make it. Same thing, just like 50-50, like my front wheel made it over it, but the rest of me didn't. Same thing, ejected over the bars, landed flat on my back, just boom. Yeah, huge hematoma, tons of road rash. But then the best part was Bender's like, I've never seen anybody try that before. So this kid had never even ridden. I was fooled into trying to hit this canyon down.
I got really lucky when I landed on my back on that piece of land on the other side of that ditch, because it was littered with rocks. Where I landed, there was no plants, no rocks, nothing. Like, it was smooth dirt. I got really, really lucky, and that had nothing to do with me kind of like picking my landing spot in the middle of the air, because I was somersaulting so fast off the bike that was not going to happen. Funny thing though about that race, so it was a multi-lap race, the last part of the race, you go through this alleyway behind some businesses, and then pop out into the street, and then out into the main road there in Telluride. We were going on this course, and there was a fence, but you couldn't see anything coming down the alleyway. I went barreling into this alleyway, and there's a car coming up the alleyway. And he stopped, and I stopped, pretty much just in time. I kind of went a little sideways into him. But yeah, that was an adventurous bike race. Good old grassroots bike racing. Gotta love it. That's what it's all about.